It's only for you and me. Need some privacy. Can I take you over to my hideaway? Got some things that I wanna say, but it's only for you and me. Only need some privacy. Can I take you to my hideaway? Can I take you to my hideaway? Can I take you to my hideaway? Can I take you to my hideaway?
Chill, it's Fatal to you, featuring BMW. We hot up in here. I'm telling you, man, you gonna need the North Pole to cool us off, man. For sure.
Talanoa voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
O le si tūranga pitusili o le tāua. O le lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. O na whaanga le whaatau i o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa sunga fua tau ai le sia sa. Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au nang fo e ala mai le talo fo voucher. Ila wana whaakau ma me te mga oi. Ile voucher.
Tai mo le tālo pavata, ua maua le apasusi o sewa fine.
So se paro loa fai ngo fie, a me se le te wherua i malau telefoni, tai mi uma.
Ai lo le lafo me le cash, o na inu e leo tamā o le ainga.
Whaftea tu lava le talo voucher mo le foi au nang fo, whaftai. Ma lua lava le tampai.
Tai tālo pavata.
Teki talo voucher.
Talanoa voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
O le si tūranga pitusili o le tāua. O le lafo me o le pepa tala o loa. O na whaanga le whaatau i o loa e au ngā mo le ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa sunga fua tau ai le sia sa. Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au nang fo e ala mai le talo fo voucher. Ila wana whaakau ma me te mga oi. Ile voucher.
Tai mo le tālo pavata, ua maua le apasusi o sewa fine.
So se paro loa fai ngo fie, a me se le te wherua i malau telefoni, tai mi uma.
Ai lo le lafo me le cash, o na inu e leo tamā o le ainga.
Whaftea tu lava le talo voucher mo le foi au nang fo, whaftai. Ma lua lava le tampai.
Tai tālo pavata.
Teki talo voucher.
Talawhalawa everyone, mahalo so for malelangi e mama, and a warm Pacific greetings to you all. Oh my goodness, it's Monday. Claudia, how are you?
It is Monday, guys, and you're going to have to excuse me because I can't actually rotate my head in her direction because I don't know what I did over the weekend, but I woke up Sunday morning and I did not have full rotation around my neck and it was so sore, but I did go to see Dr. Brad early this morning, and honestly, he has such a magic hands. Already feeling better. So hopefully it's only uphill from now, but it's so sore. But I do have, before I forget, I do have a very fun Monday motivational quote to get us, to get us through the week. So it goes like this. Do sharks complain about Monday? No. They are up early, biting stuff, chasing stuff, being scary, and reminding everyone that they are a shark. So
They are a shark. Yeah, it's actually quite an interesting show today because you don't have just the two hosts. We've combined our show to bring you a double whammy, triple threat. Triple threat. We have the brother, the number for that spice for your Monday. We have the brother Lorenzo joining us shortly. We thought it would be something different, just to talk a little bit about the weekend and just have a talanoa. Actually, what is it that you want to talk about? Are you having any marriage problems or boyfriend problems or heart problems? Let us know while we've got Dr. Love in the house.
I love how it's always do you have marriage problems? Like that's the first go to.
I don't.
After this weekend.
After this
do you
weekend.
have marriage problems?
Did you sleep on the couch? I'm asking you, fella. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm asking we don't want to head into Christmas like this, guys. If you have anything that you want to talk about, let us know. Otherwise, we've had an pretty amazing weekend.
Yes, I'm just laughing because our beautiful Flora has a message saying, I have everything problems. And honestly, I can relate to that sometimes.
You know what? It's been an awesome weekend. And before we head into the Talanoa with our weekend, I just wanted to make a massive shout out to our sponsors. Yeah. Of course, we cannot have done this show without them. So a massive shout out to, of course, the generator. And if you're sitting at home wondering how you are doing, and if you've got some bright ideas with a business idea, then you can hit up the generator because they'll be able to help you every step of the way. So the generator, also a massive shout out to the beautiful and wonderful Valute. If you're looking at spending a little less but with more heart this Christmas, do so with Ta Lofa voucher because honestly that's your number one go-to this Christmas. And of course we cannot forget Maoto Samoa there in Samoa. So a massive thank you. I do not know how to turn that on silent, so I'm going to leave my laptop there. And these are the problems that I have on the daily. Don't know how to turn my laptop on silent. Just old age.
You're still so young though. But no, I'm very excited today for that extra spicy spice that we're going to have on the show today with the brother Lorenzo. And I'm really excited to hear about your weekend and Renzo's weekend, because the two of you had a very busy Saturday and it looked like so much fun. Yeah. But we can discuss that a little bit more when Lorenzo's on the show.
Yeah, but I do want to also say a massive congratulations, a massive lōlava to our Marist. We were there. Some of the team were there on Saturday. So just wanted to quickly say a massive thank you to the organisers of the Marist event. Of course, the president, who we had the honour of, it was, I have to admit, it was so nice that Seymour was chilled, because Seymour's up here. If you know Seymour, he
is up there literally as well, because he's quite tall.
But if you know Samoans, if you address someone like Seymour, you just have to do the long, but to have Seymour kind of really chilled and relaxed for our show. That was really nice. So a massive shout out to the president of Maalisi, Semo Satiti, and of course Raz. Thank you so much. You've been part of the the organization helping, posting, and organizing also. So massive shout out to you as well. And all of the people from Marist, all the supporters.
Yeah. And even another host, Asiata from the Blue TV, he got in there and he was such a fun MC, to the point that he was even getting like people out of the cars and dancing, and it's honestly such a good show. So head over to the weekend live from Saturday, and you'll catch it there.
Asiata did a really good job, and I couldn't stop laughing though. I was like standing there, and we're just walking past, and then Asiata's wearing a green t-shirt. I'm like, he's all of us. I was like, what happened to your Bluwave t-shirt, Asiata? But he did such an awesome job. So congratulations once again to the Marist organizations who did an awesome and who made target on Saturday as well. Not surprised there. And also massive shout out to all of the sponsors who helped Marist along as well for the event.
Yeah. Now, I reckoned we go into break, and then when we come back, we'll bring on Lorenzo.
Dr. Love.
Well, yes.
Dr. Love, for me, for Lorenzo, our broken hearts, he can fix it.
Now, we'll head into a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have the juicy, the more revealing conversation of the weekends. And if you do have any questions for Dr. Love, send them through now, and he will cure your heart. So,
no, honestly, I'm so excited. It's so nice to have Pacific Health Talanoa, the brother Lorenzo, on today's show, combined with the girls, Pea and Claudia, BluTable. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you soon.
Talanoa voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
Ole si tulanga pitusili ole tāua. Ole lafo me ole pepa Talanoa. Ona whaangale e whaatawa I oloa e au ngā mole ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai la sa so fua tawa le sia sa. Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au nang fo e ala mai le talo for voucher. Ila wana whaakau ma me te mga oi. Ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo pa voucher. Ua maua le apasusi o se wa fine. So se paro loa fai ngo fie. A me se le te wherua I mana o telefoni. Tai me uma. Ai lo le lafo me le cash. O na inu e lor tamā o le ainga.
Ia whapea tu lava le talo for voucher mo le foi au nang fo whaptai. Ma lua lava le tampai.
Tai talo pa voucher.
Teki talo for voucher.
Talanoa voucher is one of the most
Tau tua mare au nanga mo tau sa mo service station le tona I matu. Ma tau teu tuina lo ta vale, ma le tele o nisi o matu au nanga I se. Ai le ngata hoile, ma tau te sia ke ina fo ilo ta vale. Siapa lah yang voice wow, mau lah ucapan. Afai foi vai pa olosa. Awala te pon, ma tu te siapa lah yang foi mau lah ucapan. Molo no posila fia. Mua tapela ucapan le pe out. Mua tapela o telefone ni tai me utu ina la ucapan. Male vaenga mulu. Mana tua fo e matua I whasaina lo tau makitapa ai no fuanga whapeni. Mata Samoa, ore mata mo Samoa. Mato te fia e au na pea mo oi Samoa. Maftaile fia mai. We'll see you again. God bless. Maftaila fio mai. We'll see you again. God bless.
Talofa lover, everyone. Welcome back and warm Pacific greetings. Yes, we were being a little bit immature off air, so if you caught any of that, we apologize. But we do have the awesome, the amazing, the very talented, multifaceted Dr. Love, newly tanned Dr. Lorenzo on the show with us, and we are so excited to have you on, because you always know it's going to be a very good conversation, and perhaps even a cheeky conversation when Lorenzo is on the show. So thank you so much for joining us.
Hola and konnichiwa. I'm Claudia and Pea of BluTable Talanoa on Blue TV. It is an honor to have a combined, session today. As we're just got to go with with how we feel, and also some feedback from our, from our viewers and our fans. So it's awesome to be on your show today. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And I want to get straight into it, because I know the two of you have been very, very busy this weekend, especially on Saturday. I know that Bear and myself, we were at the Maris Vax Drive in the morning,
Which was
great. In the afternoon, the two of you were emceeing your little hearts out at the Vax Drive out west. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Thanks, Claudia. But I just want to acknowledge, our team, the Blue TV, from our management and from our, and the boys that are working behind the scenes, because they're off camera, we're on camera, but all the hard work is done behind the scenes, to be very honest. So I just want to acknowledge our boys and our whole team, but also acknowledging the work that the team, did on Saturday morning before they Pea joined me at the Vax West. It was really good to jam with Pea, on the stage, doing her thing. What I was just being a Renzo, crazy Renzo. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. The vibes, the atmosphere, and a collective effort, by the youth at the church and locals, volunteers and providers that actually came together to make the events more interesting, even with limited funding there.
Yeah.
But they managed to pull through, and they managed to vax more than 100 people, which I think it is a great effort. And this is what I this is what I say to organizers of these events. Every vaccination counts now, because we're now reaching out to the hard-to-reach community. And if we vax one person at an event, man, that's massive.
Yeah, it is massive. But, and I'm going to say that again, with limited funding, but big hearts, man, I tell you, the impact, not like as soon as I arrived, you could sense so much love. And oh my God, the way, I don't even...
I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that, because you say that this Vax Drive out west on Saturday afternoon was more interesting, and you mentioned the impact as well. And when I watched the lives, both of you, especially Bear, because I know you very well, but you guys just looked like you were having so much fun.
Yeah.
And what was it about the Vax Drive out west that made it so different?
I think for myself, I'm not taking anything away from Malisi. Malisi, well done. You guys did such an amazing job. And, but for such a massive organization compared to a very small, limited with funds, it didn't stop them from kind of like showcasing what they are capable of. And they really, really came through. And I tell you, like, Celia, Benina, Gadio, Bronson, Vasa, and Mina, who, Bronson, Vasa, Mina, Benina and Gadio are probably quite active. So I've kind of seen them at all events, but just, you have to be there too, because even there was a park next door. And they were just sitting there.
I feel like this is a story.
They were vibing along.
They were vibing along. And then, and Lorenzo managed to kind of get some free food as well to these people. And the people at the park, also came through to get their
vaccinated.
very first. Yeah. So, if you can sense that, if it was just, oh my gosh, they're definitely overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think, this has been one of the best events I've been to so far, despite all the other previous events. But what I saw on Saturday at this event is how the young people got the opportunity. They just needed to be activated. And we just needed to validate, their efforts and their skills as well. They got it all, but they need people like leaders, like Nina, Gabriel, and Vasa, and other leaders to the guide, but allow them to shine. And I think that's what we witnessed on Saturday, and we saw it. And we just we just clicked, on the spot. That was my first time meeting them, to be very honest.
Yeah.
But, and as an MC, you really have to know your audience. You have to know who you're working with, and you have to know who is in the team. And if you don't know your audience and your crowd, then you can never engage with them. So, and I think I'm so proud. I'm super, super proud of the young people. Shout out to Victory and Katriana Su'a, the church pastor and the Whaletua as well, for allowing our young people to lead and actually drive this event. And as Pea mentioned, I couldn't believe, there's people that were just watching us, from the park. It was just unbelievable.
Honestly, it was like it was a stand.
festival,
Everyone was, obviously, they couldn't come through, but it was just kind of like a mini festival. Like they were, distance apart, but they were just sitting there, like really chill,
Having a picnic,
and having. And that MC was amazing. That MC was.
Are we talking about this MC?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I was like, yes.
But, and I have to say congratulations, Renzo, because, it was, oh my gosh, and I'm not trying to take away from the event, but man, you were
thank you, Pea.
top notch. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It really was.
And I saw that you managed to do, was it 3 parades? 3 parades around the Vex Drive. I mean, that's a brilliant MC.
It was a long event, Claudia, and we only had 3 performances, and it is up to the MC. When you come to a long event like that, you really have to know what you can chuck in to fill the gap. So I was looking around, and I was and I was sick of talking. Sorry, not sick, but I was talking too much. But I was like, oh, what am I going to do now? So I just called up the youth, all the young people on the road, and to line up and follow me, and we're going to go for a parade. And we ended up having a Santa parade, and it was really engaging. Like I say, the young people, they know what they want to do. And when you know the young people and how you vibe and how you bring them in to engage with something, bro, they really engage. And you just have to press that button and then they're like, all of a sudden they're into it.
Because that's what you could just see it, as soon as I drove in and as soon as I walked outside, because I knew no one. And I mentioned earlier on that there was a few people that I kind of met via Facebook who actually reached out, who said, hey, can you promote this? Never met them in my life, but it was, and I was trying to look for them. So I recognized Carl, so a massive shout out to Carl, who is also the drummer for this Auluku. So good to finally meet him, and just that vibe, you walk through, they were so warm, so welcoming. Honestly, I was like, and I stayed there right till the end.
She did.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I think the other highlights, Claudia, was seeing non-Pacific people come through to get vaccinated. I saw Asians. It was really good to see, and I think the importance of the work that you and Pea do, reaching out and actually mobilizing our community on platforms like this, it is really, really important and vital. When especially now that we're trying to reach out to our hard-to-reach, population. I think we need to all work together, whatever it takes to get the word out there.
Yeah, no, I agree. But once again, a massive shout out to our brothers, Lorenzo and Asiata, awesome job, emceeing. But I have to admit, man, Lorenzo did such a fantastic job as an MC that Eddie has written in the comments. When I grow up, I want to be just like Lorenzo.
Shout out to the future mayor of Auckland, Taito
Shout out
82.
to Eddie, but also a massive shout out to Will's, Mariner, Lala A, sorry. Lala's also from GI and Tamar, her dad. E Lama has had a massive campaign trying to push everyone to get vaccinated. So a massive shout out to Tamar and Tina also. And to Wills, who has tuned in from Melbourne.
Melbourne, wow.
How are you, Wills? Are they still locked down?
I think they've come out of the lockdown
they've
now.
come
eh?
out of lockdown
yeah,
now,
they've
yeah.
come out.
I actually saw a
Congratulations.
recent post and they had a massive concert. So to come out of lockdown and go straight into a
Go
massive
straight into a concert.
Like a mini concert at I think it was Q Room, I think.
Well, what can we say?
I'm actually young.
It's been a long lockdown. I think Melbourne has been, they've had the longest lockdown in the history of COVID-19. But anyway, Pea and Claudia, the young people ask me, I didn't get paid for, for doing a TikTok, but they asked me to do a TikTok. And then I was like, I couldn't turn it down. The challenge, I couldn't turn it down. So
I don't think it's a challenge for you though, because you're so suave at it.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't consider it a challenge.
Well, you know what? People are sick of seeing my 5 moves, but then I'm like, if 5 moves, but it puts a smile on someone's face.
It does.
Yeah.
It puts a smile on, like, I think, how many followers do you have? No, you're
I don't check that. For me,
all
but really,
That's said like a full, like a true influencer. But talking about the TikToks, do you have the videos?
You know what? I really want to bless our viewers and our listeners that are tuning in now. With this 15 seconds TikTok that I wasn't aware of, I was recorded secretly. I want to find whoever recorded me.
Secretly.
Check it out.
Guys.
Bless. Lorenzo, how do you?
I love this move.
How do you get down so low? Like,
When back in the days, when I was young, back in Samoa, and my mom used to give me a hiding net, with a salu. So that's where I got that move from, and then me pointing at the coconut tree. Can you get that one down? And,
This is mom giving you a hiding.
Yeah. And
Now-
then this is me pointing my,
I feel like Eddie is going to be running for mayor because he's just said Lorenzo's TikTok moves go down better than vino, cheese, and crackers. No, Eddie,
You need to jump on the show.
this is a perfect chance to ask Lorenzo for something. I think you've buttered him up quite nicely.
But did you really know? And I've said it to Eddie at MVP, the MegaVax specific, that I'm a massive fan of his because he's such an awesome MC. I love the way he MCs, and I try and steal some of his, some tips from him as well. And also, I'm proud of to have an old boy from Kelston Boys High School to up in the council and actually making decisions for our people.
Yeah, and it's good because we also had the pleasure of seeing Josephine.
Fa'anana,
Yep, and also
and the young Harry
comes
Tulip
through
Four.
as well. So that was awesome to see them on Saturday as well. But that TikTok, man.
Oh man, the TikTok, never mind the TikTok. But anyways, Pea and Claudia, it was really good to have local government officials, to come and thank. They were not there for the seek glory or to be seen or no, they were not there for any of that. But they were there to offer their thanks, to especially the young people, because with limited funding, once again, they managed to pull through and yeah.
And I'm only because, I know that there's so much going on and, there's still mixed emotions with regards to the vaccination. But to be honest, I just want to get out there and shop Christmas. So I'm just kind of like pushing.
Oh, you must have got a lot of money, when you're talking about. I hear people saying, I just cannot wait, for us to go down to level 1 so I can go shopping. And I'm like, oh, lucky you've got money in your account.
How do you not save money during lockdown?
Well, when you've got 2 babies at home and, you got, 4 mouths to feed, and it's really hard to save. And to be very honest, during this lockdown, haven't been able to do any extra hours, Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel on that. I feel you.
Yeah? How's your neck? By the way, Claudia, you guys must be laughing at Claudia singing like,
No,
A weekend injury.
if you guys have just tuned in, yes, I have injured my neck over the weekend. It's not some dodgy, inappropriate comment that he's making.
I just wanted to expose Claudia on you.
I am feeling rather stiff, but look, Lorenzo, you are the MC for the Pacific Health Talanoa, right? Mm-hmm. What advice would you give someone with a stiff neck?
You know what? You must be stressing out.
Stressing out that I don't have money for Christmas.
You must know, to be very honest, it might be, you might have got it from the way you slept last night, because you really need to, check your pillow and make sure you don't sleep on one side, and also, not too much phone, because nowadays, people are like this, for 8 hours straight.
Guilty.
Yeah, and it's, it affects your nerves.
Your neck.
I'm not going to finish that.
Oh, man.
You know what? You're sad.
No. Honestly, because that's what I do.
Cheeky, that's what.
Well, you asked for a cheeky moment too. You got it. But anyways, Pea and Claudia, yesterday, I watched a short video of a young dad and his daughter saying their goodbyes at Whaliolo Airport in Samoa. I think I assume that the young dad has travelled over to New Zealand for seasonal work. But man, just the way the little girl couldn't let go of her dad made me cry. It really broke my heart yesterday. And I was looking for the mother or the father, because I wanted to sing something for the young girl, but I even put it up on Facebook. Can someone please? Honestly, I wanted to sing.
I'm laughing at a comment. I'm not laughing at
some
you.
money, for. I wanted to sing something like a present for this young girl, because she really reminds me of my daughter. And I guess and there's been comments made about you can't leave your daughter. If it was my husband, he wouldn't leave his daughter like that. And I said to them, I replied back and I said, look,
It's circumstantial.
a husband got to do what he has to do. A father's got to do what he has to do, and that's to provide for his family. But Bea, what would you like to say about it? Well, I'm sure you've seen the movie. You've seen the video, eh?
Yes, I have seen the video, and it does break my heart to see, our fathers travel over from Samoa here. I don't know, I probably might get a little bit of heat for what I'm going to say, but I think, I personally think that there's space for them to stay home. Sorry, Lorenzo. And I know that as, fathers do play a massive role with trying to provide for their family, mo lako ainga. But my personal view on it, I would stay in Samoa.
You would stay?
I would stay. I think that there's enough resources and stuff at home to tap into to provide. And I say that from my whole heart, because I have family members who have travelled here to New Zealand, done the exact same thing. They've gone back now because
The contract's finished?
Contract's finished, and they're doing well now. So I'm hoping that he'll come here, gain that experience and the knowledge that he needs to, and then go back home quickly to his family. But otherwise, my personal view is I'll stay home.
What about you, Claudia?
I think it's really hard for me to kind of give a very concrete answer, because I'm not in that position. Like me right now, I'm like, if I were married and had a child, I would want my family to stick together. But it must be some pretty severe circumstance that as a father you would want to kind of leave your family and move overseas. So the situation must be so desperate that you're willing to kind of give up your family for something else. But like, I would rather have my family together.
No, I mean, I totally agree, and I respect your views, my sisters. But for me as a father, I would leave. I would do whatever I can to be able to provide for for my kids and for my family. And as much as I will miss my family, and as much as I I'll be lonely, being alone here on a foreign land, I will do whatever it takes to put my kid in a school, in schools, and to put food on the table, because the situation back home, not everyone is rich, in Samoa and have resources and, but to have that opportunity to come over here and work, for 6 months or 12 months, I tell you what, some of the people that have traveled and work as seasonal workers have been able to build, strong home and, have been able to provide and buy cars and, things like that, but then it's only for a short time. But I really, really feel. But
It's interesting that we both kind of about family.
Yeah.
I was just going to say,
different views.
It's interesting the females
Want the
want
families
families together, and then it's the male
Yeah.
that's willing.
But don't forget, you guys are gatherers. We are hunters. So let's check out the snippet.
What have you been hunting recently, Lorenzo?
You better stop it there, Hunter.
Let's watch that. The tissues.
Wow.
That is
It's
heartbreaking.
sad. It's really
Actually,
sad. And I was just saying that it reminds me of this one time, and this is probably why I would rather keep my family together, but it reminds me of the time that my dad went to Peru for a holiday only to see his parents. And I was just so sad, and I was like crying. And I knew he was going to come back like in a month's time, but like as a kid, like 1 day, 1 month just seems like forever. And I would like take a shirt and I'll sleep with his shirt just so I could smell him. But I'm like, it's hard.
That is quite heartbreaking actually. But again, I probably would still kind of try and keep our family together. I mean, there has been situations where it's been suggested to us that Fala moves over to Australia.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because
Don't get any ideas, Fala.
no, I'm laughing because he's like keen on moving to Australia. Well, kind of half and half.
Yeah.
But he's just like half of him is like, yeah, if I leave, she's gonna like, he's worried about me not taking care of his kids properly. Oh. I don't know.
Is that true? Fala, if you're watching, is that true? But Eddie has commented. He has said, good dialogue. The land of milk and honey dream is still very much alive, multi-directional, not just Samoa to Aotearoa. There aren't very many spaces, places, and opportunities to chat about the tensions, trade-offs, and what the implications often are. So good on you all for bringing it up. And hashtag Team Hunter.
Wow, Team Hunter. Let's go. I think.
What's the Team Hunter sign then? Because it sounds like everyone's going to start calling it Team Hunter.
I remember back
Shows
in
your guns, Lorenzo.
in Samoa, we used to study social science, and all I learned from social science is gatherings and hunting. That's all I could remember from. But anyways, thanks for for voicing your opinions, because it is great to have an opinion from a female and also from a wife. I think I personally believe that my wife would do the same. But us husbands and again hunters, aka providers,
I think you're right.
we will do it because we think differently. We put that pressure, not the pressure, but the expectation that we are the providers. And we rely on our wives and our ladies to look after our kids. But anyways, shout out to all the seasonal workers from Samoa. Ola son nafi. Pape foi te lato nafi le sa malanga mai fo ia ang malanga mai Samoa. E whaingaluenga wha vai taimi lenga te New Zealand nei ia Australia fo i. Yei whawhita uli no tupu nei, and I've seen a few situations where what te ai fo ngale, a husband comes over here, leaving a wife and a family back home, and then the husband finds someone new here. So I just want to put it out there, and I just want to advise and challenge our men from Samoa. If you're married, or stay true. Nei lava soifuanga, there's a lot of temptation, and welcome to the land of no more milk and honey.
Or too much milk and honey.
Sorry, welcome to the land of milk and honey. But anyways, malo lava le malanga manuia. Shout out to you guys, all the best. And make sure stay true, and that is all. That is all I ask for.
But that is so true, because I've heard of like men that go off, especially pilots. No offense, pilots or fishermen, and then they have like a kid at every single port.
And see, well, let's talk a little bit about that. But and a shout out to our mums as well.
Oh, and a mum, sorry.
Yes, the RSE workers are here. New Zealand. But I do also want to say a massive shout out to our mums, because our mums do get quite paranoid, and I understand, because.
Well, it's hard because, I mean, raising kids is probably the hardest job there is.
Yeah.
And you're raising that without your husband.
But then the husband arrive here into New Zealand, and let's be honest, of course they're going to be tempted, because the woman here will probably offer. Sorry.
It's an open space.
I couldn't help it.
It's an open space.
Serious face.
No, but if you if you've got what are your thoughts about it? Because I think that, and I'm not trying to be sad, like maybe some women here in New Zealand have that quality that, will probably try and lure them to kind of convince them that they are the better life. Well, look here, maybe you're not. But I'm just, maybe you are, maybe that, but I don't know. I'm still kind of like,
just remember your 10 commandments, people. Remember your 10 commandments.
Well, it's a haurutulanga le apia, but then it comes down to, to the like I say, to the biggest doing word in the world, and that's love. In the name of love, and it comes down to that. So I whai fo ila e o mai nei ni sila ia ma maua I whaasosonga fo nei wha pena wha tino ma whaasosonga o le tino nei malarangi. It comes down on how strong you are, spiritually, and faithfully as well. So, but nowadays I think it's much easier now, because they can just make contact, talk to their wives and kids on cell phones and FaceTime and social media.
Oile wife leke ngofo I Samoa. Fisoka I mai au pe fa pe wa umano te If you have a hunch. But then, and I want to say a massive shout out to Quebec's crew, to the sis Sharon, Mafono, DJ48, but who's commented and said it's not just men, LOL. I don't know, po'olele comments ngā Mafono po Sharon, but some of the RSE women play up to, or Sharon.
No, that's true.
Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah,
true.
You're right.
That's true.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. Yeah. It goes both ways. But, I just want to challenge all our men. I'm specifically talking to our men. You're not here to hunt women. You're here to
hunt the apples.
Talking about hunting apples, we have Bale who says, I just want a green card. So I don't know. Bale in the comments says, I just want a green card. So I don't know if that's him
a green card.
Asking. I don't know if you can help him out with a green
American residency. Are you talking about a green card, like as in a working income payment card, or the green card to get into the States?
It's that green card.
I just wanted to ask
United States of America. There's only one green card that's highly sought after, and that's the.
But do you think
permanent residency into the United States
Sharon
of
from
America?
the Quebec's team, what their thoughts are about the RSE workers who come here and then find somebody? Do you think it's maybe to try and get their visa? Can you do that?
Oh, well, it's a huge thing. Okay, so so when I was in university, there was a lot of guys from countries,
from Samoa,
no islanders, like far away, that would literally pay females to marry them in order to get that New Zealand visa.
I agree. I used to work for Immigration New Zealand. Sorry.
No, sorry. Funny story. So there was this one girl in my class who actually took up a guy on that. So their arrangement was that he was gonna give her $10,000 and she was gonna marry him. So she ends up. So he gives her, I think, $250 as a deposit.
$250.
Yeah, out of $10,000, but $250 as a deposit. So then she marries him, and then he runs away. So, like, I think maybe to this day, I don't know if she's found him yet or not, but she was married to this guy that she didn't even know, and only made $250 out of $10,000 because
Yeah,
he
you
ran
see.
away. So
And this
don't
is-
do it, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just short. Long story short, don't do that because it is very, very
Interesting,
illegal.
though. Yeah.
I
Very
think
illegal.
coming back to Pea's question, left what you're off Pea now, na mafuta menisi o la uso lungo le tatu fa Talanoa.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, when you come here, iai lava isi tatu tangata fuinga le, you know, some families back home, when you go to New Zealand, don't come back, you know, stay there, look for a better future. And that's, once again, that's all part of doing everything you can to, you know, to stay here legally, lawfully. And one of the categories, you know, in order for, you know, to get residency is through partnership. And it has to be a stable, you know, relationship. And of course, you know, you come over here, there's no harm, you know, and there's nothing there stopping you from doing that if you are single, you know, if you are single. But the other thing that I want to point out, Claudia and Pea, is that where this plantations are, down in Hawke's Bay or Hastings, and there are now, you know, church communities in those areas now. And I think the church communities are doing, you know, a lot of work, you know, counseling and, you know, and having talanoa with our people from Samoa, because I know that in Hastings, this church is full of seasonal workers, which is great. It happened yeah, there's a connection there between the seasonal workers and our church communities. Really good.
Yeah, no, well, I think it's important, and thank you so much to Sharon and Fono, or you know, the Quapax team, for bringing this up. And it is important. I think you know, ngofonga ngā ia kako angasala.
I think it is a really good topic to you know, to have a talanoa about,
And it's
you know,
just a
especially
talanoa, please. If you are watching, if you're poko no, it's just we're just talking
It's
about
just
it.
our
It's just
opinion.
our opinion. So please don't.
you know,
be
and
offended.
it's great. But I also, the other thing that I almost forgot to mention, Claudia and Pea, is that with our seasonal workers, there's now someone from the Samoan government. Her role is called Samoa New Zealand liaison, and she is in charge of making sure that the seasonal workers get the support that they need. Immigration support, health support, social services, health support, everything. The Samoa New Zealand liaison officer makes sure that, you know, everyone from Samoa on a seasonal work visa gets that holistic support. So, which is great.
You know, and you know what? It's great that there's support out there, and but you know, I'm going to go back to it because I do feel for our women or men that are back at home. What about back at home? Do they have a support system? Because I know if I'm staying at home by myself, and I know that New Zealand, yes, olei resources i ngai. E akako, you know, whāngau and, you know, the families and mums at home. I'm just kind of talking.
I want to answer to that, Claudia. But, you know, in Samoa, to be very honest, a collective support is more established than here in New Zealand, to be very honest, because you're leaving your wife and your kids, you know, with your family or her family. And, you know, having that wrap-up support, like I said, is more established than here, because here we're more like, you know, living independently. You know, you live in your own home. And you live separate from your families, apart from your families. But over in Samoa, when you leave your wife and your kids, you have nothing to worry about, because you have your parents, you know, your brothers and sisters, your nephews and nieces to look after your family. But in terms of financially, that's why you're here. You're here to provide.
Well, here's a question: do you think leaving is the right term to use? I'm just thinking about it because when you're leaving someone,
that's it.
You're kind of implying that there's like a separation.
Absolutely.
So is that the right term? Maybe that's why we have such a negative connotation.
What would you?
Run with it.
What term would you guys use?
Short farewell.
Work visa.
Work visa holiday. I don't
what
know.
would you-
Well,
yeah,
because
maybe.
do you know what I get? Like when you say
Maybe
I'm
put
leaving you,
like a
it
sugar
just-
coat, like sugar coat.
It seems so final.
Yeah.
maybe saying.
Well, did you know that they wrote a song about it? I can't remember the song.
The
sorry.
song?
Yeah.
Well, that's the only song I know about seasonal work, you know.
Well, I do want to say hello to Nana Millie, who has tuned in. So hi, Nana. We hope you're doing well. You had a blessed weekend, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
But going back to to the term that you're right. You know, we have to be mindful of the term that we use as well. But I'll still use leaving, but maybe leaving temporarily. You know, you're here. You're here.
Temporary
on short term.
departure.
Living temporarily doesn't mean you need a temporary partner.
Oh.
Okay? But then it brings back to like what happens if
That
you
was
find-
good. That was good. Rewind and watch that again, guys.
No. But here's a question then. I feel like ngaka le wasau I le wa mafanga langa whainga wall of that.
Yeah.
That's a
No,
big no.
no.
I'm just saying like
Come on. Yeah.
like you know that they've experienced something that they wouldn't or they haven't back in Samoa. What are your thoughts around that? Because I know that sometimes it happens. Is there a way? You know what? This is gonna sound like I'm accepting it and that I'm up to something.
You're not.
But you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Because
Yeah.
love is quite a strong thing in
Absolutely.
a sense. And sometimes, if you're a seasonal worker, I'm just thinking, well, you know.
Well, it's a different story if you're married, you know, and another story if you are just in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship.
yeah.
So that's a different story. But I've been talking about marriage, you know, which I think the husbands and the wives, they need to stay true to their marriage, you know, when they come over here. But if you are a boyfriend coming here to to provide, I can't comment on that, and I can't say whether you can look for a temporary partner or not. But that's, to be honest, that's up to the person because nothing there is legally, binded.
Yeah.
You know, if you know what I mean. Like,
I just don't know if your permanent partner would appreciate you having a temporary partner.
Well, maybe that temporary partner can hook you up with a few extra stuff temporarily. Sorry, I should have not said that.
but Pea, it's been another sad experience of mine. Seeing young girls, young ladies, crying on TikTok. Their partners are here on seasonal work, and then they hear something, they hear stories, and then they come on TikTok and just as their way of what do you call it?
Venting.
Venting, yeah.
Venting.
And seeking some help, by. But I also want to encourage everyone that comments on contents like that. If you see someone crying because that person is heartbroken, don't come out with your
fuel.
negativity and your negative comments and say, why are you coming up here and cry? Add something to put peace in, add peace to that person's heartbreaking experience.
That's what I've noticed lately. If I put something serious up, like I really kind of like so serious, and then I get a laughing emoji. I don't know if their laughing emoji is, because, I have to
On
bring
your
this
speed
up.
dial.
No, I have to bring this up, but I have to admit, and there has been a meme out about it before, our Samoan community generally use the laughing emoji
They need education around it.
as a crying emoji. So I think I've posted up funeral posts before. Like
someone
it's
laughed.
actually in the person, my family, deceased, and someone put a crying emoji and said, "So sorry to hear about your loss."
Yeah, I think
So maybe we just need a little bit of
education around that.
it because there's
Well, there's the education note for you guys today.
Well, social
laughing
media
emoji
education, because not
is
everyone is an
crying.
expert,
Yeah.
in social media. Imagine someone like my age who's only had like a Nokia,
Was that 21?
20. Sorry,
21?
23.
41. Well, imagine someone who's first time using a smartphone, finding a way and then just clicking anything and then end up sending those laughing emojis to a funeral post. It's
Yeah. But you know what, you're right. But what are your thoughts about that, Claudia? Because I know that TikTok has been
Oh man.
every single I think every second or every third.
It's like a go-to place for more people.
Yeah, that they're quite vulnerable on TikTok, where they share about their broken relationships, and they actually write up.
Well, I'll be the devil's advocate here. Are people over-exaggerating their heartbreaks or their failures on TikTok for clickbait?
No, I don't think it's that. I think some girls are genuinely coming on TikTok to ask for help without knowing that they are exposing themselves and that they are allowing people to say negative comments about them. So they are vulnerable, and because they don't trust anybody else to go to for Talanoa and help, now they come on social media, and I think they believe that it is safe to vent on social media, especially TikTok.
Well, our producer just said, validation as well. But, Sharon, I do want Sharon's thoughts, because Sharon's quite vocal. She doesn't come across as but she is very vocal. So, Sharon, if you have any advice with regards to the TikTok, because I know you're not quite, 100 on the social media, but she's seen it, and she works for somebody, I can't mention them online, but that will be able to provide that kind of direct them towards that help.
Yeah.
But if you've got, what are your thoughts, Sharon? If you've got any thoughts with regards to females who are sharing their heartbreaks on.
Can I just add another thought? Since social media, there is nothing here. There's no policies such as you can't come here and vent, or you can't. You can chuck any content on there.
Yeah.
It is an open platform. And like for example, myself. I use TikTok or social media to show another talent that I have, and that's dancing or making people laugh and putting a smile on people's faces, and to others they have their own understanding of using social media.
Yeah.
So for me, it's up to the person, or they can use it. They can come on here and vent and talk about their situation and their problems, and I shouldn't have any. Anything to say, hey, you can't come on here. But the only thing that I sort of like, against about is exposing them and allowing people to say a lot of bad stuff about them, because honestly, man, I've seen some comments being made about some girls crying on TikTok. Oh man, it's so not nice. It is not something that I would want to see, or I wouldn't want someone to make about my daughter or my sister.
But now that you've mentioned that, maybe you're right. I mean, some of the heartbreak that I've seen on TikTok may be able to be some kind of something that
psychological support,
or can bring comfort in someone to someone else who's going through the same thing, who isn't able to be as vulnerable and speak out. So, and I know that from time to time we have spoken to For the Boys podcast who have a platform for just that. But maybe, I think we kind of, I don't know.
Well, people are different in Claudia. They vent, in different ways. There are people for Ngale and Whai on Talanoa, they can open up and speak up and talk to other people privately. But there are also people that prefers to come on social media and vent, and that's their way of speaking up, and people are different.
People are very different. Some people have necks that work. Other people have necks that don't work.
It reminds me of that TikTok that Leoma actually posted up. His wife or his partner said that she had a problem with her neck, but as soon as she got into, or her neck was sore, as soon as she got into Kmart, she was like,
take me to
around,
Kmart and see if it works.
I was just like, but no, interesting though.
But it's good to have, we've got
Talanoa,
Yeah, and we've got a brother, one of our brothers, he's Samoan or Tongan, and he's social media. He's got a business in social media, and you've had him on here. You've had him as a guest, and I think it's got to bring him back, because our young people need to hear from him the dangers of exposing yourself on TikTok.
Yes,
so we need to.
Tony.
Tony, that's it. Tony Laulu.
We actually had an interesting conversation as well. This is during lockdown, of how we are not actually well educated with regards to the whole social media world. And there's actually so much more that we don't actually know. And especially for our parents, and I know that we discussed it before, I've separated my pages. So there's the Bear promotional page and then there's Bear's family page.
And the Pea temporary.
And there's a Bear temporary for my babe page. He's
naughty.
Oh, well, that's my tricky moment on here.
Babe, that page is for you only. Awangi e alu ka au solo. Ka page anga, okay? But yeah, for temporary babe. But you know what? And there was that reason I did that was because there's only so much that I can share before it becomes all Facebook own. Then the owner of it, and I know Claudia's raised it so many times with with me with certain things that we do. Where's double check? Oh my gosh, Claudia, I'm so frustrated right now. I'm gonna post this. I'm so angry. I'm mad. I'm gonna vent. But then Claudia then kindly reminds me, sis, we can't that type of thing. It needs to. It's safe space only with just us. So. Yeah, interesting.
Social media is like a whole entire beast
new
of its own.
Game.
Absolutely.
It's-
You need to be social media savvy because then, if you're not, you're gonna get smacked.
Oh. But I just wanna shout out to my Yuso and Mani Soesi. Thank you so much, Yuso, for my Christ Smoke t-shirt. I love the t-shirt, so shout out to you. And if you are after a t-shirt like mine, hit him up, hit the brother up, and Mani Soesi on Facebook. I think for me it's a wrap the Talanoa today, coming from a half perspective, is that everyone is different and everyone deal with situations differently. And but just be very, very mindful of how you use social media, especially TikTok. Yes, it is open, but it is also dangerous.
Yeah. Well, and I just wanted to quickly share Sharon's comment. Said, yes, I agree with Lorenzo.
Thank you, Sharon.
Social media is an open platform. Whatever you post online is not safe. Technology has advanced in that people can screenshot, they can screen record, so whatever you post can be taken by anyone and used either positively or negatively. We do need a lot more education with our people around how to post safely online. There are agencies you can also source for online and report things like bullying. Yeah, thanks, Sharon. Love this. Yeah, I knew she always has the right things to say, that girl.
Of course, and she always supports the right people who say the right thing. Thank you for agreeing with me,
Shout
Sharon.
out to the sis, Sharon. Thank you for that. Yeah.
I think this week we are here, with is it Pacific Business Hub?
Pacific Business
It's a
Hub.
bittersweet week because it is our last week here at the Pacific Business Hub, and Bluwave has been here for quite a while, but this is officially our last week here at the Pacific Business Hub, and then we are moving into our brand spanking a new location for the Bluwave team. So it's very bittersweet.
I'm just kind of a little
It's
bit
very
emotional.
bittersweet. Yeah.
You're gonna miss your cocktails and
I'm gonna miss my temporary babe. That's right.
yeah, sa loa ve fo nei chai me mole toirenga ngol faftai tele lava le faletua ya Laura Carl Hall ya ile ngata fo ilea o le pulenga le Pacific Business Hub. Ia tu sai fo ia manei fo ia tau sanga I tele sa tātou ngalulu ai fatasi ma le Blue TV ma le Bluwave. Ia pe ngai lava I fele Bluwave ma le Blue TV o I nei lava le Pacific Business Hub o le ainga moni lava lea o le Blue TV ma le Bluwave ua tele ngaluenga tele fo I le fsosoni wofo mai le faletua ia Laura le ngata I leo le ainga ma le pulenga le tātou Pacific Business Hub o mo le tuelenga ngol whaftai whamanuia tele lava le atua ia te oe Laura ma le tātou company a le Business Hub ia maua se isi client ai peila o Blue TV ia I le lumanai whamanuia le atua so I fua ia.
Yeah, look, Laura, it's been an absolute pleasure, honor. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
We still have 5 days here, guys.
Gosh, no, I'm just
we
saying,
still
it's-
have
it is
5
a-
days left, but
only
it is
because Laura
quite.
has-
It is very bittersweet.
Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, the day that I walked in here, the very first day I remember in the office, Bluwave office was at the back, and I tell you, Martin and Laura they're so loyal to each other. They support each other 100%. So, a massive, massive thank you to Laura. And to all of the businesses here at the Pacific Business Hub, it's been an amazing journey, and it does hit different because I've
Yeah, well, talking about people that serves from the heart, and Laura is a great example of, of those people. You serve from whatever you have, doesn't matter whether you have, $1 million or heaps of money, you just always have room for people.
That's exactly exciting.
Yeah.
And you know what? Bluwave have used the local business to help them move. How awesome is that? It's important. Support your local businesses because was it 26,000 businesses have closed down. So please, and if you do need help, you know where to go. The Pacific Business Hub will help you and direct you. The awesome Laura will do that the same way that she's helped Bluwave, and we've flourished and we've done really well. We still need a lot of love and guidance, as always. But
speaking from a father's perspective, Blue TV and Bluwave walked into Pacific Business Hub as a baby.
Yeah.
And they offered us a walker.
Yeah.
And then once we find our way and start walking and flying, we're now off the walker. So thank you so much, Pacific Business Hub.
Yeah, definitely. We do have 5 more days here, so we are going to savor it very, very much so and enjoy our last 5 days here because it's been such an honor and a blessing to be part of the Pacific Business Hub family. So,
But, just quickly, because I know that there's going to be heaps of events and everyone's probably like, where can I get my free parcel from? I'm going to roll my eyes. This Saturday, there's a few events, and I know that Bronson's got one organised as well.
Bronson and Gato Vax at Malaiola in Mangere, they've got a massive campaign this Saturday. It is open to anyone, and it will open at 9 a.m. until 5 or 6 p.m. But also, our brothers and sisters from the Cook Islands, they've got their event at the Istamaki Rugby Club on Friday and Saturday. So remember, the cookies are quite low. Their numbers are very, very low in terms of vaccinations, to be very honest. And I think they're now doing everything they can to, to lift those numbers up and to increase the number. Also, there's going to be another rally or village vaccination events in Otara Car Park, where they have the flea market. That's going to be another massive event. And I think there's going to be one at Trust Stadium, TBC, to be confirmed. And I hope to, reconfirm that event tomorrow on the Pacific Health Talanoa. But those are the 4 events that I could think of.
Yeah. Once again, just a reminder, all of the information with regards to the health, head over and love and share Lorenzo, Pacific Health Talanoa with Lorenzo. Remember...
Like my page, not me, please.
Don't send him DMs or like married like
Yeah. Stay true. This is what you call stay true.
What did you say, Pea? Something about temporary and permanent. Just because your situation is temporary doesn't mean that you're temporary. I've lost it.
I've lost it.
Something about temporary love and permanent love.
Must
Rewind and
be
watch it again.
Must be the can't think straight.
He's married, but just remember there's so much information with regards to our health. Check it out because I know that today, I can't mention what I did today, but it was to do with my health, and it's really, really important, that you take care of your temporary temple. Take care of yourself, please. And I do want to make a massive shout out to my brother Luke, who's calling from Melbourne, right there, Luke. I'm on the show, se whakali. But otherwise, take care of yourself. So important to take care of you.
And that's it for, I think that's it for our Pacific Health Talanoa and BluTable for today.
It is. And before we bid the farewell, I am going to mention the COVID update for today, the 22nd of November, 2021. So today there are 205 new cases in the community. So yes, it's a little bit higher than 200 mark. In terms of vaccinations, total eligible Pacific people, 89% at first dose and 79% fully vaccinated. In terms of the new cases in Auckland, 175, Northland 4, the Waikato 20, and Bay of Plenty 5, and it says the Lakes 1.
One person died today. yesterday from COVID-19. A man in his 40s at Middlemore Hospital. So, condolences to your family. We're very sorry, but we also want to send a reminder out there that COVID, it is real. It is serious, and and I just want to encourage everyone that if you have a symptom of COVID-19, please, if you're fully vaccinated, you still have to get tested, because it is the only way, to ensure that you are COVID-free, or that you don't have COVID, because that's the only way, and that's testing. I get tested once a fortnight, and that's because I'm a frontline worker. So you should also do the same. All our essential workers, Mamacita and Mamacita here, should do the same as well, and everyone that is seen as an essential worker.
I'm what a day, man. I've actually really enjoyed this. Who else enjoyed this? This
could be the Monday thing for BluTable and Pacific Health.
Could be the new thing. A massive shout out to you. If you're looking for a Christmas present, please don't forget to support Loco.
What is Loco?
Loco.
Oh, yeah.
Loco. Don't forget to support local. If you are looking for printing, Bluwave now offer a printing service. What's up?
I think it's called blueprinting.
Blueprint.
From Lorenzo Blueprints. Blueprint. We now offer printing services. If you need to personalize anything, customize anything, you can do it with Bluwave. Don't forget to follow us. We've got videography, photography, graphic design,
websites,
events, live streams. Jinx, is it Jinx or Jinx? But don't forget, we know that you can do it all with Bluwave, because right now you need to upgrade your website, because online services is the new big thing. So
one-stop shop.
Make a statement. Make it Bluwave. That's it.
That's it. But honestly, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. It's been honestly so much fun with your little dose of spice and cheeky from the brother Lorenzo. So tune in again tomorrow. And in the meantime, have a very blessed Monday.
God bless.
Talanoa voucher is one of the most convenient ways that I'm finding now to do my shopping here at Farmer Joe, and my sister just sent through the voucher on my cell phone, and I just come straight here to Farmer Joe to do my shopping.
Ole si tūranga pitusili o le tāu. Ole lafo me o le pepa Talanoa. Ona whaanga le whaatau i oloa e au ngā mole ainga.
I think it's really convenient for families overseas if they don't know how to help their families here. Then this is the perfect way.
Mai ai le sa so fua tau e le sia sa. Le fia foi sa we mo mawina le foi au ngang fo e ala mai le talo for voucher. Ile wana whaatau ma me te mga oi. Ile voucher.
Tai mo le talo voucher ua maua le apasusi o sewa fine. So se paroloa fai ngo fie. A me se le whelua i mana o telefoni taimi uma. Ai lo le lafo merkes o na inu e nor tamao re ainga.
Whapea tu lava le talo for voucher mo le foi au ngang fo whaatai. Malu lava le tampai.
Tai talo voucher. Teki talo voucher.
Tau tua ma le au nanga le mo tau sa mo service station nei tona i matu. Ma tau te utuina lo ta vale, ma le tele o nisi o matu au nanga i se ese. Ai le ngata foi le, ma tau te sea ke ina fo i lo ta vale. Siapa lah yang voice wow, mola ucapan. Afai foi vai pa olosa. Awala te pon, matu te siapa lah yang foi eva mola ucapan. Molo no posila fia. Mua, tapela ucapan le pe out. Lua, tapela o telefone ni tai me utu ina ucapan. Male vaenga mulu. Mana tua fo e matua I whasaina lo tau makitapa ai no fuanga whapeni. Mata Samoa, ore mata mo Samoa. Mata te fia e au na pea mo o Samoa. Maftaile fia mai. We'll see you again. God bless.